Hi there. My name's Samson from the local electricity project, and we want to improve access to electricity in Sub-Saharan Africa by making it easy to generate electricity using local resources. Now, I think everyone here can agree that electricity is pretty awesome, and yet 620 million people in Sub-Saharan Africa don't have access to electricity. Now, in Sub-Saharan Africa, mobile phones are really, really important. They act as your bank, as your post office, and as your library. And yet people have to travel long distances several times a week just to charge them. Perhaps an even bigger problem is lighting. People have to rely on polluting kerosene lamps for lighting in the evening. And when it runs out, there's no light. You literally just have to go to bed because there's no other options. Now, a lot of people are working on this, but the problem that we see is that no one is empowering the communities who face these problems to solve it for themselves. No one is creating resources or tools for them to come up with new ways of generating electricity using the things that they have around them. Ultimately, we believe that technology doesn't solve problems, people do. And I want to talk you through one of these people. So this is William. At the age of 14, he had to leave school because his parents couldn't afford to send him anymore. He kept up his education by reading books in a local library. And there he found a book about wind turbines, and he decided to build his own. This wind turbine you see here is made out of bits of an old bicycle, some bits of bamboo, and metal. And he was able to use this to generate lighting for his family. We believe that people like William are the solution to the problem of access to electricity. But people like William don't just appear. They need support. And to support them, we've created the LE1. The LE1 is able to draw power from anything that creates a voltage. That can be a solar panel, or it can be an old motor. This one's coming from a blender, but it can also be from an old washing machine or from a car windscreen wiper motor, literally anything. You then hook it up to the input terminals. Now, if you were to just hook this motor up to your mobile phone, you'd probably blow it up. But we take that unregulated voltage and turn it into safe power, which can then be used to charge your phone or to provide lighting. Now, the way in which the user turns the motor is left up to them. Now, how you turn the motor is completely free. So you could use a wind turbine, you could attach it to your bicycle, or here we're using a little bit of PVC piping that we've fashioned into a hand crank. You hook that up to the motor, and boom, you're generating electricity for lighting. Now, the LE1 also provides feedback to the user that shows them how much power they're generating so that they can use it as a tool to improve any of their designs. Now, for inspiration, we've created instructions that show people how to make one of these hand cranks, but also how to make their own wind turbines or water turbines out of PVC piping. Now, the big challenge for us is how we actually get this out to people. We've started by targeting young people in urban areas through Facebook to run workshops where they'll learn how to use the LE1 and how to run their own workshops that they can then take into rural areas. Our first revenue stream is charging access to these workshops. Now, we've already been talking to our users, and it turns out they're really interested in entrepreneurship. So we're going to be giving them the tools so that they can go into rural areas and sell the LE1, which will form up our second revenue stream. Finally, when we get these LE1s into people's hands, we expect to see some weird and wonderful ways of generating electricity. We want to support people by building an online platform that will be able to capture these designs and allow them to share them with people. We'll also be supporting them to commercialize any designs that they come up with and to license any intellectual property that they create. Now, we've taken some important steps towards achieving this. We created our prototype in 2016, and then 3 months later, we were accepted onto the Bethnal Green Ventures Accelerator program. Next up, we're going to be taking the skills we've learned and the funding we've raised to run our first workshops in Zambia and in Tanzania. And then once we've validated our product market fit, we'll be putting the LE1 into production. In July 2018, we hope to see the first commercializations coming through our online platform. Our success so far has been built on my experience working in design for development for the past 5 years, and my co-founder Simon's outstanding engineering expertise, which earned him a place on the Dean's List for Academic Excellence at the University of Leeds. But we're only 2 people, and we've got a big vision, and we need your help. Today, we're looking for mentors who have experience in hardware and managing communities. We're looking for a full-stack developer to build out our online platform, and an electronic engineer and an industrial designer to improve the LE1. Finally, we're looking to any investors who are interested in energy or frontier markets. If you've got any questions, you can check out our website, or you can find me at the back where you can try the LE1 for yourself. Thank you very much for listening.